Going on, folks? Happy Sunday. I have no particular purpose for this stream today. Starting it because I felt like playing some Alpha 323. I figured if I'm going to play, I might as well stream. So this is a great opportunity for people who have not experienced 323 yet, especially in, with it being an EPTU. Ask your questions, we can check some stuff out together. I just think it's going to be a good chance for people who haven't tried this yet to see what it's all about. Step one is to get the game to play through my headphones, which would be great. Hey Soul, what's going on, buddy? It's weird. Oh, there we go. I got my game audio back. Nothing much. Me either, man. I wasn't sure what to do this afternoon. It's pouring rain out. I wanted to play some Star Citizen for a couple hours before I have to go out. And it just seemed like a good time to hop in and do some of this. I'm going to pre-curse this for anybody who's watching live already, which is great. Some of you guys are already in. It's really cool. I'm back to doing this for like a month and a half, and you've got 15, 20 people watching before I even start, so thank you. This is Alpha EPTU. So for the guys watching after the fact, there's going to be bugs, there's going to be crashes, there's going to be interaction delays. I'm going to die a few times to random nonsense. There's going to be NPCs sitting halfway in the floor. Look at the text at the bottom, early test build, and don't judge it too much, okay? Especially if you don't play this game. This is an early test environment of the early test environment that I'm trying out here. Screwing around with my Gladius, I'm in love. What do you love about the Gladius? Not one of my favorites, so I'm curious. What ships do I have at this station? Of course, there. Perfect. These new interactions, just tap F, is fantastic. Feel and look. Well, I guess that's all you gotta love about a ship. That's why there's so many of them. Gladius is a great ship. There's nothing wrong with the Gladius. I'm just not a light fighter guy. That's all. I don't use them very often. I don't love them. I find them too fragile for my play style. But I've seen plenty players in the Gladius demolish bigger ships. Not so much in 323 with the changes, and in the future even less so, but right now in the current live game, it's very easy for a small ship to kill a big one. Oh, you bought the Hornet too? Okay, cool. You're one of those guys who's big on pledging ships, aren't you? I'm not judging. I'm personally not. Something else that people who are kind of just jumping in might notice with the EPTU bugs that are going on. Corsair, these doors are all kind of stuck open. I think they're missing. Like there's no door there at all. The little things like that are things you're going to see here. But I mean, you know, ask your questions. I'll check stuff out. I'll show you things as I can. Just expect it to be kind of laggy and buggy and stuff. And if I really like it, then yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never wanted to judge somebody for spending their money. I mean, the fact that in this game that you can spend your money gives you an opportunity, right? I come from the world of Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky and the games where you don't buy things with cash. You buy them in-game. And so there's people out there who judge people who spend money on ships and say they're cheating or something. That's not the case. This game, as long as it allows you to buy ships, buy ships. I personally believe that ability is going to go away when the game goes to 1.0. They said they don't want you to pay to win. I think they'll sell cosmetics for hangars and ships and armors. I think they'll probably do a subscription. I don't think that they're going to sell big ships and such after alpha. Could be wrong. Personal feeling. So I like the idea that you can earn ships in gaming. You don't have to buy anything because it gives me stuff to do. If I bought every ship that I like in this game with cash, I would never play this game because why am I playing if I have all the ships? Trying to save up for a redeemer or something is what gets me to play. Oh, look, we got a glitch in the hangar here. I can't take off fully. There's something invisible here. This is what EPTU is like, folks. Let's see if I fly forward if I explode. Oh, I'm really stuck on something here. Yee, what is that? What am I stuck on? Does anybody see it? I don't see anything. Usually it's like a bed or something that's kind of hovering in midair. I might destroy the ship and call it out again if this keeps happening. We're going to try and force our way through it, and if we explode, we explode. Oh, we can't get... Oh, wow. Okay, well, we're gonna have to try something else here then. It's at the front of the ship. Look how it's balancing here. There's something in this hangar that's invisible. It's okay. We're gonna cut the power. See what happens. Look at that. This tells us exactly where it is. It's right here at the front somewhere. Does anybody see any elements or anything? I'm not seeing anything that could be holding this up. No. Maybe it's inside. Okay, I'm gonna try and get us flattened back out, and then we're gonna switch hangars. This is a bug that's been happening for most of EPTU, but it hasn't happened to me yet. I just keep seeing it in the chat. Okay, I can't even get the ship to land properly. All right, we're just gonna get out the back door and go from there. Your point's the reason why I generally don't purchase things like ships and just supporting the game, probably not buying anything else. Yeah, I mean, I've pledged stuff too. I mean, here's the thing. I've been playing this game a long time. And so a lot of people, when I ask them questions about pledging ships, especially like in our Discord, I think people take it personally. I've had people comment before, they're like, why are you judging me for buying ships? I'm not, man. I bought the Carrack. I totally get it. When I see somebody who's brand new to the game, without any experience, and they're buying a lot of stuff, I just like to make sure that they understand they don't have to. This game is really good at making you have FOMO for things, where you think, like when the Lightning came out, they made you feel like if you didn't buy that ship, you couldn't compete. And now the F7A Mark II is going to absolutely demolish the Lightning in firepower. Not in tankiness, not in range, but in firepower. There's always going to be another ship. And there's always going to be ships you can buy. Like the X1. Everyone was raving about the X1 when it came out. Forget the bugs with it for a second. The next patch, it's available in-game. So, I mean, why would I spend money on a ground vehicle like that? But if somebody chooses to, I'm not saying they did something wrong. I have this limit on myself where I won't buy more than 5 ships. I have the self-imposed rule of 5 pledge ships so that I can buy stuff in. I love the Inferno. I'm not going to pledge one. It's something to save for in-game. Some guys have bought like a Hull C, a massive cargo hauler. In my opinion, I won't be able to appreciate that ship because if you've pledged, when the game goes to 1.0, the amount of time it's going to take you to earn the credits to fill that ship is going to be so long that I might as well just save for the ship in game. So that's why I don't. I choose to earn that stuff in game instead. I'll be at 5 ships after the Zeus. Yeah, you've been playing a lot less time than I have too, man. So my only suggestion is just remember that you can buy stuff in game. If you want to buy 200 pledge ships, all the power to you, man. You're supporting a game I love. I've seen guys with $15,000 fleets. But what I've noticed as well is that those are typically the guys who enjoy the game the least. Not all of them. Someone's going to comment and say that's not true. But the guys that I've met who have that many ships, they have nothing to do. So they're always complaining the game's boring, it's taking too long, there's nothing to do. The guys I've met who have had this game for 10 years and only pledged 45 bucks. They've got a Pisces. That's it. They do everything else in game. They seem to enjoy the game the most because they're always playing and they're always earning in game. And if the game ever goes wrong or falls apart or isn't finished or whatever, they only spent 45 bucks. It's the guys who spent thousands of dollars that feel entitled to faster development or more communication or whatever because they've spent so much. In 6 years of playing this game, I've pledged about 1,500 bucks. And to me, that feels like too much, personally. But some guys, it's not. I would rather spend the money on my PC build than on PDFs, JPEGs, whatever you want to call them. Okay, can we take off this time? Please? Oh my god, we're still stuck. Okay, I'm going to do a really dumb thing. I'm going to try and boost past this. This is not going to go well. Okay, we didn't explode. Okay, I thought we were going to explode for sure. Alright, let's get the hell away from this station. I know we're going to explode from something random. So last night we weren't streaming, but I was just playing with some guys from the org, and we were doing an 890 jump mission. Pretty standard mission. The ships are just a lot harder to fight now. And we were doing really well. It's 2 small ships. And out of nowhere, the glaive just decided to absolutely kamikaze us, which soft deathed us. And then the other glaive kamikaze us too and blew us up. what are you gonna do, right? It's EPTU, but it was really frustrating. So while you guys are watching today, just expect that stuff like that might happen. Something I should say, I know the majority of you are watching on Twitch. I have started streaming on YouTube as well. So if you're joining from YouTube and you're seeing Twitch chat, it turns out that adding YouTube chat to Twitch is not allowed, but adding Twitch chat to YouTube is. So if you're chatting on YouTube and you don't see the guys chatting from Twitch, that's why. I've just learned that there's that limitation, it seems. It's kind of like a terms of service thing, and I'm just not risking it. Okay. So the first question I was asked was distribution center missions. The problem is that those combat ones are behind a rep wall now. And so you need to get a little bit higher in rep, which I don't know if I'm going to manage in EPTU to get to the combat missions at the distribution centers. But we could always take an investigation mission at one of those, which maybe we should do that. Level X distribution. This one pays 34 grand to find this guy. I love immersive gameplay. I love like the role play of the game. I don't understand why they're paying so much for a missing person at an active facility. Aren't there staff there? Like, can't the staff just go looking for their missing person? I don't understand why I'm being sent to do it. I would understand if this was an illegal mission. If like a pirate group or something was like, one of our operatives went missing, we need somebody to covertly go find him. Like that kind of mission makes sense to me. This is a legal. Microtech Protection Services is saying there's a guy missing at one of our logistics facilities. Can you go find him? It's odd. Unless they make them harder in the future, like you need to be an experienced investigator, you have to have a certain kind of scanner or something to find him, or maybe there's more coming. But at the moment, it just feels a little strange to me. I melt a lot. I'm going to get to $1,000. Yeah, we all thought that at one point. When I started this game, I had the Pisces. I started with Invictus launch week like 5 or 6 years ago. Or I forget the exact date, but it was Invictus. I upgraded at the end of my free fly to the Avenger Titan, and I flew the Avenger. At that point, I was determined to not spend any money because I come from Elite. In Elite, you don't buy ships with real money. So I flew the Avenger exclusively for about 6 months. And I saved up enough in-game, I bought a Sentinel in-game, and that was the only 2 ships I had. And it wasn't until I was like, okay, I'm done with Elite. Elite's not supporting the game anymore. I've kind of beaten No Man's Sky to the extent that you can beat a sandbox game. I'm all in on Star Citizen. And then I upgraded my Avenger to the Freelancer Miss. And the Freelancer Miss was the ship that I flew every single day for a really long time. But that's just a playstyle. In Elite, I was the same. Eventually, in Elite, I had 3 of every ship and hundreds of billions of credits. Eventually, you make money. But I wanted, initially, to only have 1 ship, because I love the kind of sci-fi where, like, this is my ship, this is my Serenity, this is my Rocinante, this is the ship that I fly. So I was determined in Elite at one point to only fly my Anaconda and just rebuild it each time. It's not until you have hundreds of billions of credits that you're like, why am I doing this? It's the same with this game. I only flew the Freelancer for a long time until I realized, well, what if I want to go mining? I kind of need a mining ship. What if I want to go salvaging? I kind of need a salvage ship. And then it comes down to, what do you want to buy with real money? I do not own a mining ship with real money. There's 3 guys in our org who have the Mole or the Arastra. So I don't need one. I can crew theirs. I have the Reclaimer, and nobody else in our group has that, meaning that they can all crew mine. We're going to do weekly salvage runs. Can you customize your ship in Star Citizen or upgrade them? Yeah. If you're asking that in relation to my Elite Dangerous comment, it's not the same. You can't engineer them or rebuild certain kinds of ships. So a salvage ship will always be a salvage ship. You can't add salvage equipment to a regular ship, but you can definitely customize the parts. We're gonna see if this bug is still active. There was a point in this where the how do I word this? The collision was not there for the landing pads. So we're going to land very carefully in third person and see if we fall through the floor or not. And if they didn't fix that, we're going to have to land somewhere else. But I see a Pisces there. So it looks like we might be able to land here now. I have a Reclaimer, I'm in glue. You are in our group, but I have one pledged. Like, I have one pledged in name. So I believe in our org that I'm the only one with a pledged Reclaimer. And that's why every Sunday when it goes to 323, we're going to do a live stream salvage run with the group. I know this is a very careful landing, guys. It's because these didn't have collision for a while, and I'm concerned. Looks like collision. I'm just being careful. This pad's also not big enough for the Corsair. I'm kind of propping against the back wall here. We're going to try this one more time, but it might be too big of a ship for here. There's also something you guys wouldn't have experienced yet, and it's that the landing gear slowed. Yeah, this is way too big. Damn. Okay, we're going to have to land on the ground. When you deploy your landing gear now in 323, it actually slows down your approach. I actually kind of like it, but I keep forgetting it's a thing. Oh no, I won't do that, Pledge, I mean. Yeah, man, like, I never recommend getting the big ships to anybody, especially somebody who's newer. I pledged a Reclaimer after years of playing this game, running, what do we have, a 100-person org, a 2,000-person Discord server, and I stream. So getting a Reclaimer for me made a lot of sense, because I always have crew to run it. I see a lot of new people who think that they have to pledge stuff to get it, because stuff's expensive in gaming. You don't. You could literally, if you really wanted to spend money, you could pledge a Vulture, and you could use that Vulture to earn every other ship in the game without spending real money. So as long as you remember that, and you only spend what you feel you really want to spend, you don't have to buy things with real money in this game. Some of us have just chosen to. Keep in mind, some of the ships I got for free, too. You got referral codes, and you've got special events, and there's all kinds of ways to get stuff in this game without spending cash on it. But I do like that some pledge ships currently have the ability to name them. Like, I can't wait till every ship in this game has the ability to be named. It's a ways out. It's not a feature that's super urgent for the game right now. But it's a big part for me of sci-fi games, is naming my ship. Like, my Carrack that I have pledged is the Wild Endeavor. And so it's kind of immersive to not say, hey guys, I'm pulling up in my Carrack, but you can say, oh, I'm inbound in the Wild Endeavor. It's like the Enterprise, like the Rocinante, like whatever. So my Redeemer is, my Reclaimer is the Pale Moonlight. And so that, everybody meet me at ArcCorp Area 18. We're going to board the Pale Moonlight. I have names in mind for all of my other pledge and in-game ships. I just don't disclose them because they're limited hull. So because my Carrack is now the Wild Endeavor, nobody else in the game can name their Carrack the Wild Endeavor. I'm getting combat music here, so we're going to be extra careful. We're also getting a bit of lag here. Just be aware, like, my guns aren't reloading and stuff. This is just EPTU stuff. I don't know why I'm getting combat music, and I'm kind of nervous about this. Run. That's just a worker. Could be nothing. But yeah, I was touching on that. That's a dead body. I was touching on the upgrading of ships. You can definitely customize them. Arnebio? I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, buddy, but you can definitely change your shields, your thrusters, your power plant, that kind of stuff. And in the future, you'll change a lot more. But you can't make a hauler into a mining ship like you could in Elite. Okay, this is, I think, a player. Looting is not working properly. That's another issue we're having at EPTU right now. You tap it, and you guys see what's happening here. So tap, loot, nothing. So I'm sure they'll fix that before it goes live. That's a big issue. Okay, that's a live... Oh, these are just guards. That's a live guard checking on a dead guard. So something happened here. This is a player Redeemer. I'm also getting, like, a major drop in frames right now. Again, it's a PTU issue. I'm gonna stay out of this guy's ship in case it comes back. That's a big warship. Well, it's a medium warship. Okay, so we've arrived at the location. It wants me to search kind of deep inside. I don't know why it says I'm trespassing. It's a microtech base and they told me to come here. Oh, hang on. I think this area is controlled by pirates. I think that's why it's giving me combat music. Spent the rest of my AUEC on a Redeemer and love it. Yeah, Redeemer's a great ship. It's not as good in 323, but it's a good ship. I always save for one in game. I think that's a pirate. I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, those are pirates. So they've taken control of this area. The problem is that this isn't making sense immersively. Like, it's saying on my screen, trespassing in security controlled area. That's not the case. I'm trespassing in a pirate controlled area. And it used to do this in 322 and before, where if you approach certain ground sites controlled by, say, the Ninetails, it said trespassing in Ninetails, whatever, and that you'd receive a crime stat if you didn't leave, which makes no sense. It's the criminals. So they changed it. And thanks for the follow, Arnibio. I still think I'm saying your name wrong, man, but I appreciate it. Arnibio, Arnebio. You got to give me something here, man. Anyways, this is just a common bug. I'm willing to bet this trespassing thing will show up well after this goes to live. It's not game breaking. But there's a lot of hostiles in here. What is that? I'm getting some weird flickering here that's making me nervous. There. That. Desynced hostiles. Is the CS bug fixed? In a lot of places, yes. It still happens from time to time. Okay, so let's see if looting's broken in this whole server, or if it was just that one guy. It was just that one guy. All right, loot ammo. Give me a grenade. Give me a med pen. I'll also take... I don't need the legs. I don't need the armor. But cool new sets here. The green Inquisitor is kind of nice. It's the name of a constellation. I assure myself, wow, I didn't know that. That's cool, man. Oh, crap. Bad time to reload. More green. Oh, this guy's wearing the black Artemex. Do I want that more than this? Yeah, I kind of do. God, looting is so much better than this when it works. Sometimes it doesn't work properly, but when it does work, it's a really good new loot system. Where'd that come from? Plus, look at my new gear. Yeah. That guy's wearing a really rare helmet, too. I'm not going to bother looting too much right now because I'm alone. NPC, yeah, man, they're going to start reviving them. So... NPCs in this patch, they run out of ammo. So they actually have to go loot ammo, or they run out. But in the near future, they are also going to revive them. I don't think they're doing that yet this patch. Throw grenades, that kind of thing. It's getting a lot scarier. Oh. My gun's not firing. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Desync. They are so much more difficult. Oh, I see you. They're pushing. They're pushing hard. The guy right there. This is even my mission. My mission is to go find a missing person, but there's pirates everywhere. And the distribution center is only at the surface level for now. So it's just what you see here. In the near future, they're also going to open up the lower levels they showed us, which is like catacombs and building areas, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming to these. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're not stupid anymore.
Letting him escape is unacceptable, damn it.
Whoa, why am I down? Nothing hit me.
Get away, Law.
I'm out of ammo. Where'd he go? Getting some desync here on the enemies. Oh, come on. I can't hit him either. There we go. Don't panic too much at this stuff. This is just EPTU stuff. It's gonna get better before it goes live. I can't melee him. Ah. So if you guys watched the video they did on Friday, they talked a lot about the interaction delays that are going on. This is what you're seeing here. I need ammo, and I need it now, but I can't stop to rearm because these guys won't stop coming. Who had a P4 on him?
Came across a body. Gonna investigate the area.
Come on. That's gonna get me killed. Where'd your friend go? I'm so nervous to do any looting right now, but I need more ammunition. This set of armor this guy's wearing is a set that I really like. Ah! The set that I really like, but it used to be really rare. Like, you couldn't find it almost ever, like, anywhere. And now... Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Sweet. Okay, I need P4 ammo. Come on. One of you had to be carrying one. Besides the guy that I downed already. You. There we go. That should be enough for a little bit.
Let's go to work.
Okay. So my investigation is 30 meters that way. Is it possible to win against a strong ship using a starter ship? Define a strong ship. PvE, PvP. It's possible to do anything in a starter ship. Your difficulty's going to go up, but I mean, it's kind of supposed to, right? Like, I mean, I think a lot of people play the game and they're like, hey, I have an Aurora, but I have to pledge something more because there's no way I can get I can beat bigger ships. It's like, well, yeah, you can do basic starter missions in your Aurora for 6 weeks until you get enough money in game to buy yourself something with some more teeth, and then you work your way up. That's how they make so much money on this game. A lot of people aren't willing to wait. They just want to skip ahead, so they go buy a Redeemer with cash. Why can't I hit you?
Damn, they're gone.
Oh, that lag.
Let's shoot.
Win a fight against a gladiator with a Mustang. Sure. Sure it is. If you're talking PvE, absolutely it is. PvP, you know, less so, but I mean, it should be. You shouldn't be able to be a PvP, you know, gunboat. Got him. Beautiful. You know, with a starter ship. But in PvE, if you maintain maneuverability, maintain distance, use your, you know, use your opponent's weight and lack of maneuverability against him, you can pick away at them for sure. But do I think you're going to win a PvP fight in a Mustang against a gladiator? Probably not. I mean, especially if he's, you know, smart. He's, even if you're outmaneuvering him, he's just going to leave. Okay, here's the hard part of these distribution centers for me. The map doesn't seem to work properly, and so I can't find my way out. You're supposed to be able to go on the map and set a waypoint for yourself in this facility to get there, but I don't think they've added them for the distribution centers yet. All that down there you can't get to yet, but there's stuff down there that's coming in future patches, which is really cool. Okay, we just gotta find our way outside. Wonder if they fixed that. Let's find out. Map. Ship. Route. No. I can't set a route to that. You're supposed to be able to, and it's not working yet. Because these facilities are huge, and I'm having a hard time finding a way out. Oh, is this not opening? This is definitely a hatch. Huh. Okay, I guess we're going back. It's kind of cool to explore these sites anyway if you guys haven't seen them before, but there's just a lot of little bugs. The door's not opening, the map's not functioning, this loot box isn't letting me interact with it. Like, just little stuff. This will still probably go live next week, or this coming week, but I would expect bugs. It's not quite done yet, but they do have a timeline they have to hit, so I would expect some frustrations when this goes live, but it's still a really solid patch. It's just going to be things like I just showed you are going to be a little frustrating. How the heck do I get out of here with no map? Nope. Let's just try to retrace my steps, I guess. Climbing is a little buggy here. Like, I should be able to climb this no problem, and it's just not grabbing. If you can grab it in real life, you should be able to grab it in the game, right? Nothing. But is it like skill is greater than ship? 100%. I can't climb out of here, guys. It's literally not letting me. So without the map letting me route it, and without jump and climb working, we are going to have to find another way out of here. So off we go on an adventure.
Don't let the bastard escape. Fire.
This loot box is working. Yes. Skill matters more than ship, for sure. So here's the thing. If you're coming from the world of Elite Dangerous, it was sort of like flight skill and engineering were 50-50. If you were a crap pilot with god tier engineering, you were not going to die. If you were a epic pilot with crappy engineering, you were probably not going to die. If you were crappy at both or good at both, that's where the problems started to come in. And so in this game, there is no engineering like that, where you can basically god mode your ships. And so flight skill is a lot more important. I'll give you an example. When the Lightning came out, a lot of people were calling it a pay-to-win ship because it had good firepower and good shields. So they're saying, oh, it's, you know, it's pay-to-win, you can spend cash on this ship and you can beat the game, it's making it too easy for new people, blah, blah, blah. The Lightning was not god tier at PvP by itself. I killed so many Lightnings in an Inferno and a Gladius and a Hornet. I mean, it's a good ship, but it doesn't make you unkillable. If you were a very good pilot in a Lightning, then you were probably above a really good pilot in a Gladiator. But if I was going to be facing a Lightning, I would rather be in a Gladius than a Corsair. Corsair is huge compared to a Lightning, but the Gladius can outmaneuver it like crazy. I'm really trying to find my own route here, guys, and it's like the map won't route me, and so I don't know. How to get back to this freaking landing pad. We're gonna find it, but these bases are huge. Where do you go? Yeah, that's a drop-off box. This has got to be close to an entry somewhere. It's right there. It's 400 meters that way. Oh, hey, buddy. Why can't I hit you? This is frustrating. That's so laggy. It was going really well, and now it's become quite laggy. I wonder if we can find our way out this way. Definitely don't think I came this way, though. There's going to be a lot of marketing materials in this game that are going to be convincing you that you have to buy the newest best ship to compete. And just, you know, the questions you're asking make it sound like maybe you haven't played the game, which is totally cool. Don't fall for that stuff. It's just not the case. Voices, where are they? I'm super lost, guys. I have no idea how to get out of this freaking facility. Are you... Exit. Okay. Exit to what, though? Exterior cargo? Let's try that. So for those of you that missed it, you are supposed to be able to open the... Ah! There's freaking hostiles here somewhere. You are supposed to be able to open the map and set a waypoint to your ship. It works in settlements, it works in cities. It's not currently working here. Now that we're kind of out of danger, I'll show you what I mean. So you're supposed to be able to go to map. My ship is here. Hit R for route, and it's supposed to set a map routing on your on the ground so you can kind of follow it like you would in other games. And unfortunately, it's just not working for all of these sites yet. I just don't think they set it up yet for all of them. But we're outside, so all I'm going to do now is just walk around the outside of my ship. So, it's fine. I hope, anyway. Because this thing is huge. There's usually some ground vehicles lying around. I'm not seeing any, though. Just look at the star system. How it's based in the Milky Way. It is in the Milky Way. It's not the size of the Milky Way, but, like, for instance, the Sol system is going to exist in Star Citizen, so it is in the Milky Way galaxy. Oh my god. Even on the outside, I can't find my way back to the ship. I need to get around this base somehow. They need to get the mapping in. But this is why I'm doing this in testing, so I can get used to it before it goes live, and that's why I'm streaming it. So the guys, before they install it or download it, kind of are understanding and expecting the issues they're going to come across. It's not perfect, but there are some things about it that are much better than we currently have. Corsair is 600 meters that way. I don't want to go back through the base. I'm just going to get lost inside again. Don't need the gunner anymore. Do I have to go through the base? Really? This is frustrating me. Yeah, I don't think there's a... Oh, what are these? Are these like access tunnels? This might help me. Nope, that's not going to help me. That's going to get me more lost. Okay, I guess we're going back through the base. But yeah, the maps can be quite large. It's not going to be Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky big, but it's going to be big. When I first heard about this game, I was playing Elite heavily, and I kind of avoided it because I heard there was only one star system. And I was like, well, that's boring. And it's becoming boring because there's only one still in testing. But the fact that every system is bespoke and built with explorable worlds and landing points and stuff is not like Elite in any way. There's a lot more substance. I killed you. There you go. Die. Just lag. My gun's not firing. There we go. Like, they used to talk about Elite and say it was a mile wide and an inch deep. Hundreds of thousands of star systems and nothing to do in them. In this game, it's a mile deep and an inch wide. The star system's huge with a lot going on, but there's only one of them. But they're working on that. Okay, this is not a way out. I've tried this way. But if I can't map myself, I don't... Like, what do they want me to do here? Maybe head to staging point? I could, yeah. I think I already went that way, but it also doesn't help that there's freaking hostiles everywhere just picking away at me. Staging point. This is where my mission was. My mission was underneath here. So I've come out. This is the staging point. Inventory center, exterior cargo, and then I'm landed 400 meters that way. So I need to get through the facility somehow. I got here somehow. But this is why they made the map, because the centers are so big that you get lost in them, but the map's not working. And so this is going to happen to a lot of people, I foresee, when this goes live, is they're going to find these amazing new sites and they're going to have no way to get through them without looking around. On the plus side, they're really cool sites. Oh, we got a door that goes nowhere. What's that? That's a duct system. It's not going to help me right now, though. It's like for stealth entry. I don't need the stairs. I need a door. I need something that goes that way. There we go. Oh, hello. I'm very low on ammo. This is not good. Uh-oh. Hey, buddy. So, uh-oh.
Everybody down.
I can't melee him. It's just not working. Nope, there we go. Now I can melee. Nope, it's too much desync. It doesn't realize he's standing in front of me, so I can't hit him. I'm just gonna get killed for sure. I can't do anything. I can't melee this guy either, and I'm down. That's just backspace. It's just EPTU anyway. So there's a bug we found right there. Is melee is just not... So if you guys watched the Inside Star Citizen on Friday, they were very clear about this. Oh, this is another bug going on right now. It's telling me that Port Tressor is controlled by Outlaws instead of Microtech. It's not. It's just a bug. They did a big video on how when stuff like that happens, it's not that melee is broken. It's not that the map is broken. It's that the interaction delays on the very strange servers with the replication layer being turned on are... There's a backlog. So if 200 players have all hit melee, mine was so delayed that it got me killed. The map, it could be that, or it could be that it could be that they just haven't added that particular distribution center because they haven't added all of them to the map system yet. So not being able to map to the ship, that might not have been an interaction delay. That might have been just that it's not added yet. But while I was looking around, the fact that I couldn't defend myself, that was a lag delay. Middle mouse button does not work anymore. Sure it does. I used it 3 times in that distribution center. It's just lagged. I in-capped 3 or 4 guys with the mouse button while I was working my way through there, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't reacting. And so here's 3 guys shooting me and I'm out of ammo, and I'm like, melee? Nope. Run? Nope. Punch? Nope. And so I died, obviously. But we completed the mission, so that's something. I just grabbed some basic gear and sorted at Tressler in PTU, just in case this happened. Exploration, bed, cargo on some of the Avenger Titan. Look at that. Avenger Titan's a great little ship. So, RNA, do you not have Star Citizen at all? Like, are you kind of just thinking about getting it? Is that what the conversation's going towards here?
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
What do we got here? Well, I got to reclaim that Corsair that I left over there, but that's fine because there's nothing on it. They're going to have to work on this before it goes live, though, because I don't want to lose my stocked ships. Like, granted, I'm not usually flying solo, but if I'm alone in a stocked Corsair and that kind of bug happens and I have to go back for my ship, that's going to be really frustrating. Luckily, usually I'm not in big ships without a full crew. I wouldn't usually fly the Corsair without 4 people. I wouldn't usually fly the Carrack without 6 people. So, it doesn't happen as often as you'd think. What can I deliver here that we can just take and go? Fly around the Pisces and do some stuff over here. Means no ship combat, but I have very limited combat ships right now. Thinking about melting some stuff and getting a little fighter when we get to Invictus launch week. Call over the Hornet Mark II as well, too. How long did that take to get over here? 3 minutes? We can talk for 3 minutes. Still my rotation. The Avenger. Yeah, Avenger's a great little ship. It's what they call a premium starter. It's not just a starter ship. It's got good firepower. It's got a bed. It's got some cargo. This is what I'm always trying to tell new people. Buy whatever you want, but if you pledged an Avenger Titan, you would never have to pledge another ship again. You could use the Avenger Titan to earn everything else in game. Because with an Avenger, you could get yourself a Vulture in game in a weekend. With the Vulture, you could, over the course of a couple of weeks or just kind of slow, gradual play, no grinding, get enough money for a Cutlass Black. The Cutlass Black you could use very, very easily to get yourself whatever you want, really. The thing with this game is it's not... There's no quick answer. Even pledging ships, you can't get upgrades for them with cash. So you need to think of this game more as like a real-life kind of situation. It's slow. People will complain, oh, this mission only pays 50 grand. How am I ever going to get an 890 jump? Don't look at it that way, in my opinion. Look at it immersively as, I just got paid $50,000 for 30 minutes of a mission. And okay, I can't afford a luxury super yacht quickly. I don't think you should be able to afford an 890 jump until you've been playing the game for a year after the game goes live. 1.0, finished Star Citizen, live service, new content coming out all the time, whatever they're going to give us. You should not be able to get a capital ship without playing for a year, in my opinion. People hate me for it. I've got like hate on Twitter and stuff for saying that, but like I just don't think a starter person needs a capital ship in 3 weeks. It's not that game. I want a fast and aggressive ship. Yeah. The thing is, the thing you have to learn about Star Citizen. So 2 things. Self-serving thing. If you don't have the game yet, go to my bio thing and use my referral code. Because if you use my referral code, you get money and I get free stuff. And I like free stuff. So use my code if you haven't already bought the game. 2, there is no silver bullet in this game. So there isn't a ship you're going to buy that's going to beat all their ships. There just isn't one. The massive capital ship, the guys who have spent like thousands of dollars of cash to buy an Idris, are likely never going to kill a small fighter because they're never going to catch it. But a small fighter is never going to kill an Idris. It doesn't have the firepower to do so. So middle ground, depends what you want to spend. 50, 60 bucks, get a cutter. Just start the game like a beginner and just play it like a beginner. Little step up, Avenger Cutlass is probably the biggest I'd recommend for a new person. Everything else, just take your time, man. There's no rush. All right, what do we got here?
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
30 seconds on the Hornet.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Buy the adventure pack. I mean, what ship I really want to have in game. Yeah, again, man, that's just your starter ship. You can buy whatever ships in game you want. I have 5 pledge ships, okay? If I go to my ship list in game in the live, this is the PTU. If I go to the live game right now, I've got like 30 ships right now. Those are all bought in game.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been delivered.
Hangar 4. Do I have med pens just in case? Yep. And I have that. And I have that. Beautiful. Consider if you're going to do solo player or multi-crew. Yeah. That's one thing people also don't realize about this game is like, there's stuff you can do solo. They've been very clear that they want this game to be soloable. But, ooh, lag. Major lag. Let's stand still for a sec while the game catches up. There's definitely stuff you can do solo. That they did a whole video on that on Friday about how they want people to be able to play the game solo and work their way through the verse. But there's things you won't be able to do solo. You're likely never going to do an endgame raid solo. You're likely never going to own and fly an Idris solo. You're likely never going to do an Orion deep space mining run solo. But you can definitely get a prospector and go mining. You can definitely get a vulture and go salvaging. You can definitely get a small fighter and go do combat. There's just, it's an MMO. There is stuff that's kind of locked behind difficulty of needing a crew.
All systems online.
What do we got to do? Really sad I had to leave that Corsair behind because the frickin' map and melee wouldn't work. A lot of friends that play, so I'll probably multi-crew. Yeah, man. It's definitely a good multi-crew game. Alright, what do we got? Oof. I'm scared now to do the boarding action solo. The ship combat. So, in live, in 322, I'll do an 890 myself solo in like 6 minutes. You show up, you kill 2 fighters, you board the ship, you kill some guys, whatever. The NPC ships are so much better now that I've died the last 3 times I've tried to like a Glaive and a Gladius. Like, really, really difficult. I like it. I think it's good. I don't think a mission like that should really be easy for a solo person. But to give you guys an example of how much harder the NPCs are now in 323, use Arena Commander as an example. So in Arena Commander in 322, I can do Pirate Swarm the first 9 waves completely solo. No problems, no deaths. The 10th wave brings in an Idris. It's just not soloable. Well, let's just count the first 9 waves. Easy. In 323, I can't get past phase 3 by myself. They're punching so hard. Like, I'm not talking flight skill even, because like I'm not a fighter guy. So like I do have some learning to do when it comes to fighters. I'm talking like the first pass that they do, your shields are gone. The second pass, you're missing a wing. They are so intense now. We're going to go try just so I can show you guys, but it's hard now. It's actually difficult. Since I have the Reclaimer, do a ship wipe. Yeah, man. I mean, you're in our Discord. Like, that's why I have the Reclaimer. And once they bring back the ability for crew to log out on your ship and that sort of thing, especially with how they touched on that in the video on Friday, how they're working on it being basically true persistence. The idea would be that I would get a bunch of our crew together. The Reclaimer's meant for 8 people. So you get 8 people together in that ship. And you say, we are going for a 3-day salvage run in Pyro. If I have to log off, I just log off. You guys keep using my ship. When you log off, it just despawns the ship. If you log back in and I'm not there, it spawns the ship for you. That is the plan for the future of Star Citizen. And so all of those multi-crew ships become really important. Because then you, as a member of our org, could be crew on my Reclaimer and use it when I'm not there. Sell the cargo when I'm not there, etc. That doesn't exist yet. They're working on that. But they touched on it on Friday, and it's an important part of the game. Sable on the YouTube chat. Nice Hornet paint. Thanks, man. This is the concierge paint for it. I like it. I'm not usually a small fighter guy, but I had some store credit, so I thought I'd try it. All right. Let's show you guys how difficult ship I'm probably going to die here. Like, I'm not joking. I'll reiterate. I've never died to this mission ever in live. But in 323, I keep dying to this mission. All right. Shit's gonna get real. I've never been concerned doing these missions before, and I legitimately am now. All right. Where's the hostiles and what are they in? Look, I mean, a glaive took out my Corsair with 2 of us on it yesterday. That's how hard they are now. There's no way I'm going to get that data transmission, by the way, because I'm not going to be done fighting these ships for like 5 minutes. Oh, server crashing? What's going on?
Okay.
Got some lag going on here. Okay, so he just tried to kamikaze me, first off. Second of all, server's lagging. And third, like, look at me trying to track this guy. Like, they are good now. Okay, the lag's making this impossible. I can't really fight with how laggy the server's being. Like, I don't know if you guys are seeing the lag on your end, but it's bad. No, fuck it. This is... How bad's my FPS right now? 16. Oh man, no wonder I'm having a hard time here. This will be because it's EPTU. But like, even now, with like how bad the lag is, I can't track this guy. I can't even get my nose on him. So we're just gonna do something fun here to show you guys the inside of the 890. Let him chase that. So there were 2 issues going on there. One, the ships are a lot harder. So even if there wasn't lag there, I couldn't hit them, I couldn't track them, they were stripping my shields off in 30 seconds. In my opinion, going to a mission like this solo now, it's only if you're like a crack fighter pilot. And I'm not. I'm a really good big ship pilot. I'm a really good like Redeemer, Corsair, Hammerhead pilot, maintain time on target for my gunners. That's something I excel at. Small little fighters are not my forte whatsoever. I find them way too weak. But what kills me is the combination of that and the lag just made that almost impossible. I had to ditch my ship and EVA over just to get here alive. This has never happened to me in live ever. Dual flight sticks, Tobii eye tracker. You know, I want to do flight sticks one day, but this is also my work office, and I don't really have a setups. Like, I got a big office here, but if I set up sticks, I'd have to take them away again when I'm working. So take them out, put them back, take them out, put them back. It's just not what I want to do. So I do all FPS with mouse and keyboard, and I do all flight with a gamepad, and it works fine for me. But I'm sure I will eventually try sticks. Oh, by the way, the new EVA, for the guys who haven't seen it, is phenomenally responsive. Like, it's just good. Desk mounts if you ever do it. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. So I literally ditched my fighter and let them chase it because I just couldn't beat them. I cannot believe how hard this has gotten.
You better look into this.
Let's see what the hell that was.
This is not become a mission you do with multiple people.
Shit. Can't find any trace of them.
My gun won't fire. You guys notice that the little combat reticle is gone now because I'm not using a combat helmet. The input and stuff telling me the damage that I'm doing and all of that doesn't work on these helmets.
Wherever they are, they won't get away long.
Yeah, they already can fit a fighter in it. It's a good ship. It's just it's literally designed for like a 10 to 12 person crew for a game loop that doesn't exist yet. There is no luxury missions yet. Oh, that's a bug. Look at that. I can see the inside of the ship from here. I'm sure they'll fix that before live too. Maybe. What? Not all attachments fit with swapping weapons. Really? What are you guys talking about? Of course they do. Can't wait till they add the slide mechanic. Yeah, that'd be cool. Although they need to get the FPS up first because it'll be useless right now. Like, I'm sitting at 20 FPS right now. It's not great. It feels like a slideshow to me. Hey, buddy.
Letting them escape. Unacceptable, damn it.
I have 2 rounds left. And melee isn't working. I've got no oh, there we go. Look at that. Delayed melee. Also, that pistol I put on is non-functional. This is why this isn't live yet, guys. It's a little rough right now. It's really fun, the new features and stuff. You just got to realize that it's not going to be the best experience until they get it working properly. Give me a pistol. That'll help me a little bit. 25 rounds on this thing and no melee functioning. Basic armor on. Sidearm not pulling. Little tricky. A lot of this lag, though, if you guys watched Inside Star Citizen, they did explain. A lot of this is caused by, like, the debugging software and stuff. It won't all be here when it goes live. How much does the 890 cost in game? Oh, they just changed all the pricing. It's like 60, 100 mil, something like that. It's meant to be an end-game ship. You don't get an 890 jump until you've been playing the game for like a year or something. That desync there was not fun. Like, where did he even go? I just killed him and he's gone. I have no ammo left again. And, like, where's his body? Yeah, 65 for now. It's going to go up again for sure. 2 rounds in that. Alright, I guess I'm using a U-bird. I have to clear this back area. That's not going to be fun. It is too cheap. I think it's all going to go up by another factor of 10 or something before it goes live. Why are you reloading again? There's 10 rounds there. Oh, interaction lag, man. One left somewhere. Let's try to find some ammo before we do this. Or even just a whole gun. Just give me a whole gun. Hopefully you guys are seeing all this lag. That's why I'm streaming it, so you guys kind of see the state that it's in right now. Like, it's really cool new features, but it's laggy. Sounds like he's above me. Hopefully he's not in the wall. I had that issue yesterday. There he is. Alright. Pulled some gear off them. Got some cool stuff on. Let's get out of this leggy hellhole. But yeah, it is a cool ship. This is the thing, though. A lot of guys who get the game, they see a ship like this, and they're like, you know, oh, I want that luxury yacht. I have to buy one. It's like $1,500 in cash or something. Like, you don't need this ship in game. It has zero function. It doesn't. There's no luxury missions yet. It doesn't, like, docking with stations isn't working properly. It's way too expensive to run and operate. If you're new to the game, get yourself like an Avenger or a Cutter or something, and just play it. You can earn all this stuff in game. 950 IRL, there you go. Like, I mean, I have a big ship pledged. I have a Concept Polaris coming for the group. Oh, I have no ship. Right, I forgot. I couldn't beat those guys, so I got in the frickin'... I ditched my fighter and floated in. Luckily, there's a fighter. Or, sorry, there's a shuttle in the bay. So I guess we're using it. Nice to end game one day. You know, I have no need for an 890 ever. But I always, in Elite Dangerous, I said that about, you know, the Type 10 as well. So eventually, so we all know that once the game hits 1.0, 1.0 being the live game, it's polished, it's being pushed out to the public. It's a live service game. There's going to be DLC for this game or subscription for this game or something for years, if not decades, of new content, which will be amazing. But after 1.0, there's no wipe. The live game, they want us to accumulate. They want us to money sink and buy hangars and apartments and capital ships. And I'm sure for those of us who play this game a lot, we will eventually have every ship in the game. In Elite, I never thought I'd have a Imperial Cutter. When I stopped playing that game, I had 4 of them. So I think eventually, of course, yeah, we'll have an 890. But it's not the first big ship I'd go for. Personally, saving in game, it's the 890 serves no purpose to me whatsoever. I have the Polaris on the way with real money for our group, and that'll be a cool one to have. But that's probably simply to save buying the money, spending the money in real game. Okay, well now we're flying around a 300, so there we go. What else we got? Are those fighters still out here somewhere? Like, oh, they are too. Go, go, go. I totally forgot they were here. Master modes, nav mode, GTFO. Enemy fighters are actually a threat now. Like, okay, Corsair with crew, Andromeda, Cutlass, you're gonna go in fine. But for a little fighter, I have a hard time fighting 2 fighters in like, say, the Hornet now. Not the firepower, the tankiness of the fighter, the shields in the hull. You're just too fragile compared to, like, they're landing all their shots. And then you add lag, like we had there, into the equation, and suddenly you can't hit them, you can't see them, and they're killing you too quickly. So expect changes like that for sure. And for those who were curious, this is the new flight mode. So I'm now in nav mode. Check my marker. 18 kilometers out. I can turn off all markers if I want to while I'm traversing. Put them on so I know how far I am. You know, I haven't flown this thing in forever. I forgot how much it moves in atmosphere. And then switching to combat mode slows you down just enough that it's good for approaching. Oh, this is handling horribly in Atmo now. It's pulling to the left and stuff. Then you put your landing gear out, which slows you down dramatically. She's shuddering in Atmo now. That was new. Wonder if I can rearm this thing, since I don't own it. Oh, yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, let's get some food and water. Wonder if the Mirai Pulse will fit in the 315. So they said it's tiny. Size-wise, I don't see why not, but I don't think you can get it in. Like, this door only opens when you're entering and exiting. It doesn't stay open. So I don't know how you would get the Pulse in there. I don't think it would be physically possible to get it in the door. Bottom bay. Oh yeah, I forgot about the bottom. Does the 300 have the bottom, or is it just the 315? The 300 doesn't, I don't think. No. Forgot about that. I've never flown the 315. I forgot it had cargo at the bottom. Star Citizen's like Space GTA. No. I wouldn't say that. They're comparable. I could see why you would say that, because it's an open world and you can kind of do what you want. So there's something to that, but the idea of comparing the two offends me on an emotional level, so I have to say no. Okay, the lag's getting pretty bad. The server might be on the way out. Like, I'm at a ground site running 18 FPS right now. This is not normal. This is probably this server on its way out. Like, even stuff here is not loading. This is not normal for the game. It is normal for EPTU. Try the free flight this week. Yeah, that's a good call, man. Anybody who's new, who's watching this, there is 99% a free flight coming up for Invictus in 2 weeks. Those events are always accompanied by a free flight, which basically means you can download the game and install without buying a game pack. And then, if you like it after a week, you can use my referral code, wink wink, to buy the actual game and then keep playing. But I know anybody who wants to spend money on this game, I'm not going to stop them. But there's a lot of new people that watch me, and so I just want to reiterate, you do not have to buy these. You don't. Just get a freaking Pisces or something. It gives you a free Pisces to fly around during Invictus. The cool thing about events like Invictus is if you attend every day, I can't even read your name, man. Tilk? Sir Tilk? Oh, tell me that's a Stargate reference. Just subscribed. Thanks, man. Yeah, Invictus, you can go to the showroom floor and you can rent every ship in the game for free. I got it. It is Sir Teal'c. You know, Teal'c probably was like a Sir. I never heard it referenced in the show, but just by his rank and station and what he was doing, he was Lieutenant of Lord of some kind, wasn't he? But yeah, so all the Invictus is a military event, so you can rent all the combat ships for free and fly them for a day and try them out, and then decide if you want to get one. Probably nobility. Yeah, what was his rank called? I haven't watched that show in like years. What was his he was Jaffa, right? He was like the guard to the gods. It's a cool character. They kind of nerfed him as time went on. He became more and more human to like kind of like humanize him for the viewers. I liked him better in the beginning when he was very stoic, very serious. Went from Stone Cold to a teddy bear. Yeah, man. They deal with a lot of characters, though. It's what a lot of people want to see. If you look at, like, Star Trek Voyager, like, the way 7 of 9 started out, she was, like, an absolute badass. And then they kind of softened her up. And very rapidly, when the show was canceled... Can I not get back in because it's not my ship? Oh, I can. Sweet. They very rapidly turned her into, like, this love story with Chakotay. And they just kind of do that with characters. Guys, I might server hop. This is getting bad. I got 11 FPS right now, 10. This isn't even my ship. Let's do that. Let's try a different server. This is just an EPTU thing you got to deal with. It just gets really, really laggy sometimes. So we're just going to log out. It'll take us back to the station, and we'll log back in. We'll try a different one. I think there's like 5 or 6 servers going. The Soul, you're pretty excited for that Mirai Pulse, huh? Doesn't do anything for me, but I'm seeing a lot of people who are excited about it. I go my space camper. Cutter Rambler's a good little ship. Honestly, if someone's new to the game, there's a lot of ships they can choose from, but I'm always just like, just pick between the Avenger and the Cutter. There's lots of other good, I'm not saying the other ones aren't good, but they both have a bed. One's more combat focused, one's more exploration focused. I prefer the Cutter Scout, just vibe-wise, but the Rambler's a really good little ship. Wow, I'm at a orbital station. My FPS and this one's down low too. This could just be like EPTU starting to have like VRAM bleed and stuff like that. I'm no developer, but I watched the chat and it looks like they're starting to have issues with like entities building up and stuff. Titan will stay my rotation. Regularly purchased in game. Yeah, the Titan's a really good ship. I actually have that issue right now because the ships that I have pledged are bigger ones. I don't have anything tiny. Well, that's not true. I have the Hornet pledged right now, but I'm not really a fighter guy. Like, I'm not keeping that. Or if I do keep it, it's going to live in the Polaris for you guys to use. So I need a little something small with an interior. Like I live in my Corsair a lot of the time. Pedro, thanks for the follow, man. Pedro Silva, like it. I live in my Corsair most of the time, but it's a big multi-crew ship. If I log in the Corsair, okay, and I'm alone, there's nobody else online, even when crew bed logging comes back, if you guys who live on my ship are not on, I'll fly it. I'll go do stuff. It's a great ship. I love my Corsair. Favorite ship in the whole game. But if I log in at a station or my hangar or a hab, and there's nobody else that I play with on, or if I want to do solo, the Corsair's too much ship. She's slow to get into. She's slow to get out of. She's, you know, like very slow to turn. Not really a combat ship. Like you're fighting a little fighter, you can't keep your nose on it because it's too hefty. So, and they've lowered its maneuverability in 3.23. They've increased its speed. They've lowered its maneuverability. So I need something small. I buy them in game, but at some point there will be a ship wipe. The 4.1.0, probably 4.0. And I don't have anything little pledged. So I do have a Cutter Scout in my buybacks. I might just use some of my store credit and just buy that back. But I'm waiting till Invictus because, you know, who knows what's going to come out. I don't know. I don't know what there's going to be. But something small with an interior, with a bed. I'll buy everything else in game, but I need something new that can just kind of take me everywhere. And if it's not going to be the Cutter, it's going to be something like that until that rumored Mirai Heavy Fighter becomes a thing. They told us it's not coming this year. Unless they're lying, it's not coming this year. But a fighter with a bed and an interior would be nice. Like a complement to a replacement for the Vanguard, because I don't like the Vanguard particularly. Titan gets a bigger quantum tank and interior revamp, I'll be in heaven. I think almost every ship's probably going to get a fuel buff, personally. They built all the ships with fuel for Stanton, and now they're putting in way bigger systems. So I think it's likely that every ship will end up with more fuel. But I don't think that it will get much more. Keep in mind, like, they're very big on not every ship does all things. So you get a lot of guys out there who are like, oh, I love the Cutlass, but I just wish it had better armor, better shields, more guns, and more storage space, and then it'd be the best ship. I mean, the Avenger is a small starter ship. I don't think it's going to get much more fuel because it has to have limitations. People often forget in this game because you can pledge and buy ships. So they think of it as in terms of, I see a lot of guys who are like, why would you get a Vulture if you can get a Reclaimer? Because forget for a second pledging. Forget that completely. In game, you would afford a Vulture first and you would work your way up to it. Give Tiamat a treat. You know what, man? I will. It's gonna have to wait a little bit. I can see her sleeping from here. I'm not gonna go shake the cat awake to give her a Twitch treat, but I will give her one when she walks in here. You work your way up to ships in this game. That's how I look at it. You don't have to pledge everything. So for me, I want drink some water. That's a good one, man. I need that. There's just a lot of smaller ships used to work up, and the Avenger should have less fuel because you work your way up in that to, say, a Freelancer, and then from a Freelancer to, say, Andromeda, and then from an Andromeda to
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Corsair made it back over here. I don't feel like being in that right now. Let's just get in the Pisces. Let's go find some ground stuff to do for a little bit. It's gonna be a short stream today anyway. I just really wanted to see how the EPTU is doing, and to be honest, the lag is really getting to me. It's not performing particularly well today. It was a lot better yesterday. But we're waiting on a lot more patches, so I'm hoping it steps it up before live. Cutters have an amazing tank, and the fugliness of it is attracting me. I think the Cutter's a good looking ship. I think it's a very, like, Star Wars, like, this, I always precurse this with this as opinion, but I guess it's my stream, so it's full of my opinions, but in games like this, people often look at things in terms of what is the best meta for combat. So when the Spirit came out, everyone said the Spirit was crap because it's not as good at combat as, say, a Cutlass. If you look at it in terms of a combat space video game, then yes, there are ships that are better than others. If you look at this in terms of what Chris Roberts is trying to make and has said he's trying to make, which is a realistic, big air quotes, realistic, it's in the future, space simulator, then not every ship is a combat ship. Watch Star Wars. How many freighters are there out there that don't have any guns? Look at The Expanse. I mean, they're flying around in a Martian missile boat, but they're very wary to use those missiles because they're so expensive. They always try to talk themselves out of things first. It's not only a PvP game. If you are a dedicated PvPer, then it is a PvP game. It's your game. I'm not telling you how to play it. But the way I play it, and in my opinion, I love combat. I love PvP. But it's not only a PvP game. It's also there's guys around there who fly around in a mole. It's a mining ship which might as well have no guns and enjoy themselves quite a bit. So there's no right way to play it, but I choose to play it as if I'm in those sci-fi movies. And in those sci-fi movies, you don't just shoot first and ask questions later. You don't just blow up everything you see. You don't grieve people. Most people are just out in the verse just trying to get by. And that's what I love about this game. Run the Avenger Titan if you're by yourself and don't sleep in the Corsair. So personally, I sleep in my Corsair most of the time, but I'm usually with crew. So before crew bedlogging was turned off for a bit, I lived on my Corsair with 3 of our org members who are members of my core crew. When crew bedlogging went away, it's gone temporarily. They said they're bringing it back. What I do is I live on my Corsair. So I will go to the station, I'll drop off my friends, and then I will go out into space and I'll bedlog on my ship. I do that most of the time, but not always. If I log off at a station and I log in and I'm solo, then I'm much more likely to get in something Avenger size than back in the Corsair when I'm alone. And then when 6 guys from our org jump in Discord and say, hey, we're here, what are we doing? Okay, well, meet me at Bajini Point and we'll get in the Corsair and we'll go do something. Or the Carrack, or the Reclaimer. So, immersively, roleplay-wise, having one ship that's your ship appeals to me. Gameplay-wise, there's reasons to have more than one ship. Sometimes I log in, I'm like, you know what, today I just want to do bounty hunting. I'm going to get in the Inferno. Today I just want to go around to ground sites and just look for rare loot. I'll get in a cutter. The Corsair is just my 75% of the time ship. Let's see if the lag that's going on can handle... Are there any plane bunkers going on? No. Consignment. Probably need some buddies for that one. Single box retrieval up. Ghost Hollow. Yeah, sure, why not? If we die, we die. Ugh, why is there a hostel? Even in PT, you get guys who are just like flying around blowing each other up. I enjoy. Soul said take care. I'm guessing that means you were jumping out, Soul. I'm not sure what that take care was for. This is the Pisces, by the way, for the guys who were talking about being new to the game. It's a great little ship. Did he say he was jumping out? Must have missed it. Alright, Ghost Hollow it is. Still have a hostile marker on my screen, that's weird. That's a glitch too, because I'm nowhere near that guy. He's back at the station, and I can't unlock him. It's stuff like this that'll kind of delay it going live a little bit, but as they've said, it won't stop it from going live, because live is alpha at the moment. Until 1.0, it's not a finished game. And so, well, it'll never be finished, it's live service, but until we hit 1.0 and we're no longer in alpha, they will release stuff from PTU that's buggy to test it in live. And so I'm hoping they make it a little bit more polished because it's having a lot of little issues. But the new features are great and kind of worth them just pushing it. Shields on, weapons online, as many weapons as this thing has. FPS is dropping again. It's gonna be rough. With the way FPS is being, this is not gonna be a very enjoyable mission, unfortunately. Oh, it's 3 packages, not 1. Interesting. How many hostiles do we have down here? Oh, hey, buddy. Well, let's risk it. The problem with the FPS being low for the guys who don't play this game is that the NPC reaction speed is tied to the FPS. And so if it's high, they react very, very quickly, but then you can react quickly too. If it's low, they react slowly, but sometimes you don't see them until it's too late. So there's a bit of a trade-off. Of course you're getting back up. Why wouldn't you get back up? Ugh. You guys will know that my streams are usually mostly positive, but I do try to be realistic. I'm not going to crap all over the game when there's bugs or lag or something. I mean, it's an alpha, whatever. But this is really laggy, and it's kind of affecting my enjoyment right now. Like, reloading is kind of giving me issues. The fact that he didn't shoot me after that long looking at me was a little bit silly. But it saved my life, so. Oh, at least we got some ammo. Give me a this isn't a combat helmet, that's why. I wonder if the Morningstar is considered a combat helmet. Yes, it is. Combat reticle's back. Alright, sweet. Wait, I just took a bunch of ammo. Why? What? Oh my god. Because it dropped my P4. So, bug that's been happening in this patch, just so you guys are aware in case it makes it to live, is random weapon drops. Like, you're walking along and you've got an FS9 on your back and it's just gone. I don't know what's causing them. I don't think they know what's causing them. All I know is it's very frustrating. I didn't give it to this guy. Not quite sure what to do here. We'll try to get another one.
Guess I'll go take.
Can't melee.
I do everything round here.
Another bug. Melee is just really acting up.
Okay, I give up. There's nothing here.
Like, I don't know why this opened. I don't know why this opened.
Let's go.
Jumping is also being really weird. It's just not functioning sometimes. There we go.
Swear they were right.
I wonder if they put the loot boxes back in here. There used to be subscriber loot boxes hidden in these rooms, and they stopped putting them here in like 3.22, maybe 3.22.1. I haven't found any here since. I saw something up there. I'll get him from the ship.
Just gonna go and check this out.
The climbing's probably interaction lag as well. It's probably like the grabbing mechanic is lagged. And so it's just causing things to kind of back up on the server a little bit. But my FPS down here is like 30. It's usually, 45 at these ground sites. 60, 70, 80 in space. I'm not going to bother with the box mission. I took this mission to get here, but like carrying these out of here with this lag won't be fun. So we're just going to kill people. Let's just jump. Let's see what happens.
Wherever they are, I want them found.
What's in this box? Nothing. Sweet. There was a guy right here somewhere. Who's shooting? Where is he? Behind me. The camera shake on the guns is like dangerous now. Recoil is a real thing. Is this thing functional now? The lights are on. Hello. Now I'm curious, did a player drop this here, or is there now guns sitting in here sometimes? Interesting. Alright, I'll take the sniper. What guns did I drop the other guns then? Like, what's going on here? I still have 3 guns on me, which makes no sense. It's just interaction lag. One of those guns would have disappeared anyway. Oof. Look at the sniper sway now. Oh yeah, now melee works. Good. So snipers have a ton more recoil now. They're more dangerous. They do more damage, but they actually recoil. So you can't just sit there popping away with a sniper rifle indefinitely. You have to actually, like, be smart about it. You had 2 holster in one of your hands, right? Yeah, but that's been broken for a while, so I can't figure out why it was working. Every previous patch, that's been busted. Oof, looting is not good right now either. Well, I think we kill everybody. That's something. Always works for me. Well, it works in 322, no problem. It's been broken in 323 EPTU this whole time. You pick up 2, third one drops. So maybe they fixed it, but I think it's just actually a bug that it worked, which is kind of weird. There used to be so many hidden loot boxes down here. I wonder where they all went. Didn't know he was there. There used to be sub boxes hidden in here sometimes too. I haven't seen those in a while here. I don't know if it's a bug they're not showing up here, or if they actually removed them from Ghost Hollow, or if they just made them spawn less often. Switch to YouTube. Twitch was being annoying. What was, how was Twitch being annoying? If I can find a crate, I can climb up there. But it's dark down here right now. And the flashlight's not really helping. Well, that wasn't too much lag. It wasn't too bad. A few issues, but worked. The new lighting looks gorgeous. Like, this is impressive looking. They've definitely done some visual changes and upgrades here. It's more performance stuff and little weird bugs that are causing the issues right now in 323. Things like interaction delays and server performance and that kind of stuff that hopefully when it goes live they kind of figure out. As you guys saw from the 890 combat, I couldn't really interact with the enemy ships because I couldn't track them because of the lag. The ground site here, you know, like melee, I've died twice to melee now. That's just not functioning when you run out of ammo. But there's lots of positive things too. Any more questions about 323? Anything you guys haven't seen, you've wondered about? And there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of people are talking about it, but I've been seeing a lot of, I don't know, misleading stuff, let's say. Wish there was a Pisces with a bed. I think that would do well. Like if the Pisces Expedition had one bed, that'd be cool. It makes sense with the name of it. It's more expensive too. But it is a snubcraft, so it's not really meant to have one. It's meant to be living in something else. And it does. It lives in the Carrick. Gotta remember to turn off the new cruise control. I keep forgetting about it because it's sticky throttle now. Hey, Follow. What's going on, buddy? Just trying to do a play session in 323 EPTU, but it's being It's resisting me today.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
This lag is killing me. The third person, it's more cinematic. We gotta turn off that thing that when you deploy your landing gear, it slows you down. I kind of like it. It should be on like a slider, I think, how much it slows you down. That'd be nice. Because I keep forgetting it's going to happen, so I deploy my landing gear when I'm kind of coming into the hangar. It slows me down so much that it just slows down the whole process. My FPS is back up now, at least. That's good. It's been inconsistent in this build. So, like, if the Pisces Expedition had a bed right here, that'd be kind of cool. This is just a regular Pisces, but if the Expedition, if that's what set it apart instead of just more guns, if it also had, like, one bunk or something, I feel like its name, the Expedition, that would make sense. But I love the Pisces. It's a great little ship. Like, I'm glad that I played the game long enough that I have other ships, but if I only had one when I started, like, the Pisces is such a good starter. If you played Elite Dangerous, everyone started with the Sidewinder. It'd be kind of cool if when you started this game, $45 starter pack, no other pledges, if you could choose, like, Pisces, Aurora, there's a couple other ones at that similar price point. And if one of the options for like $5 more was the Pisces Expedition with a bed, you could do everything in this thing. I think a lot of guys get caught up thinking in meta terms, right? Like, what's the best ship for me to get to be God mode at this game? But I said it before, if you wanted to play it immersively and live that sci-fi life and live in Star Wars or whatever, the average person in this future does not own a spaceship. They live in a city. They live in like Area 18 or something, and they work in marketing, and they go home to their wife, and they go to the bar with their friends, and they're never going to own a spaceship. The cheapest spaceship's like 400 grand. Like, who can afford that? Really? So somebody who has their own Pisces would be already in the 1%. That's crazy. So you see somebody flying around in a Pisces and landing and then coming to the same bar you're at, you're like, that guy's a baller. If somebody had a Redeemer, it's like, no, that guy works for the military. That guy's a badass. Like, there's no chance in hell I'm ever talking to that person. It's like somebody rolling up in a Maserati. It just, how often does it happen? Well, granted, where I live, it happens all the time, but like, I don't have one. So like, it's, if you think of it in those terms, Pisces is a great little starship. The Cutter's a great little ship. You don't always have to have the best of the best. I used to think that way in Elite Dangerous. I wanted to own the biggest, most powerful ship, and then I read the books, because Elite Dangerous has, like, canon books. And there's this scene in the books where one of the main character is, like, leaning over the railing at a starport, and she's watching the ships coming and going. She's never left her home planet. She's, like, royalty. She's been very sheltered. And the guy she's traveling with is kind of watching the ships come in with her, and he's describing them to her. And he's like, oh, that's an Imperial courier. You know, it's fast, it's nimble, but it has the firepower to wipe out a settlement. Now, in the game, the courier, it's like flying around a Pisces. It's this little underarmed ship. It's like, what are they talking about? Then you look at it more in the game, and you're like, sure, 2 size 2s is not going to kill a warship. You know what it would do? Kill every single person in a city. And that difference, that mindset shift, allowed me to kind of appreciate the game more. Because I was like, this is, I don't know, it's just a different way of looking at the game. It's a way of like looking at it in Star Wars terms of, you don't have to have the biggest and the best to just kind of get by in the verse. Numbers aren't lighting up on these, but this is definitely 8. Icy's one of my favorite ships in the game. Yeah, I think it's great. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but it's a great little ship. Once there's markers, so For those of you who didn't know, 323, there's maps now that work for cities. Internal markers that you can set in cities. Soon those will roll out for bunkers, distribution centers, ships, etc. And then they're going to roll out for the star map. So the ability to set a marker in the star map and then send it to your buddy and say, hey, there's minables here. Go to this spot. The next step after that is permanent markers for things that you own. So imagine, for those of you who don't play the game, or who don't play the same way I play the game, getting out of your Carrack in your Pisces right now, there's no way to get back to it unless you park it somewhere like an own point or you mark it with a dead body. There's no organic way to do it. Eventually there will be. So you would leave your Carrack in your Pisces, and when you come back, or when you want to come back, there'd be a marker to it, like your fleet carrier in Elite Dangerous. So right now you don't really leave your Carrack unless you got a crew with you, which, to be fair, you should always have a crew if you're flying a Carrack. But if I log in on my Carrack and I'm alone, once the whole crew logging thing comes back, I don't want to fly around alone in the Carrack. So I want to leave my Carrack in deep space and get out in the Pisces. And it's so much more convenient to fly the Pisces solo than the Carrack solo. The emergence why smaller ships will always be just as popular. Oh yeah, man. I think in the finished game, like 1.0, you're going to see way more Cutlasses than you're going to see Carracks. In Elite Dangerous, you saw way more Pythons than you saw Corvettes. In Eve, you see way more frigates, which is actually the smallest size of ship, not an actual frigate, than you do of bigger ones. Titan and 890 jump. I think the Titan's too tall for the 890. I've never tried, but I think it's actually a little bit too tall for that bay. We could try it, though. I can't wait till they animate that armor. You see this guy's helmet? That visor at the top? That's supposed to animate and slide down when in combat mode. It doesn't right now, but they've teased it for years, and I can't wait till that happens. 300i fits just fine. The 300i does fit just fine, but the Avenger is taller. I'm not saying it doesn't fit. I've never tried, but it is much taller. It's a taller ship than the 300. But maybe it does. It is a medium-sized bay. You're not wrong. It should fit. I wonder if the Terrapin fits in there. Because the Terrapin's going to fit in the Polaris, and both the Polaris and the 890 are capitals, and the 890's bigger. So maybe it does. We'll have to figure it out. Once the Polaris comes out, which I should say for everyone watching, I know there's a lot of streamers who are hyping this, and they're putting it in their covers, and they're talking about it. I do not think the Polaris is coming out in 2 weeks at Invictus launch week. I think there's going to be a flyby. I think it's going to be on the showroom floor. I think they're going to use it to try to sell a lot of them. But I will remind everyone that the Polaris is like a 24 crew ship. Do not buy one if you're a solo player. Do not buy one if you've been playing the game for a long time. It's an expensive capital. But a lot of people are saying it's coming to hype them. If it comes out, I will be pleasantly surprised. But with my experience in this game, I think we're going to get the Polaris at IAE this year. Or maybe before that, if 4.0 actually comes out this summer as like a pyro thing. But I do not think the Polaris is going to be flyable in 2 weeks in Invictus launch week. So don't buy into the hype. If it is, be happy. But that's about it. So if the Terrapin wouldn't fit width-wise, I don't know. It's supposed to fit in the Polaris. It fits on small landing pads. I don't know the answer, though. We have to try one. The Terrapin's smaller than you think. I freaking love the Terrapin. If they did a second version of it, because the scanning doesn't exist in game yet. If they did a second version, like if Anvil put one out, say at Invictus, where it had like 2 jump seats and a turret on top, as opposed to a scanning and no jump seats, I would get that as my little flybout ship. Hornet for combat, Corsair for daily driver with a crew, Polaris for large crew combat, Reclaimer for industrial once a week, and Terrapin for flying around solo. It's not going to win many fights, but it doesn't lose them either. It's so tanky. It's just this little turtle. That's what it's named after. It's got a really hard shell. This is not performing particularly well. It's being very laggy. It's hard to do stuff. So I think I'm going to wrap up the stream. It's been like 2 hours anyway. I've had a great time. But I think I'm just going to cut it a bit short and not do a super long one today, just because of how tough it's being to play. So for the people who did kind of tune in and watch for like 2 hours there, like I really appreciate that. let me just kind of sneak in all the stuff I have to at the end of these streams. So I haven't been back doing this very long. It's been like 2 months back after like a year off, 2 years off. So the support's been cool. If you're watching on Twitch, I also have a YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I also have a Twitch. My Twitch is already affiliate, which is awesome. My YouTube is very close to partner. So any subscribes and watches and shares and stuff are appreciated. I'm trying to get back into streaming on Twitch and YouTube together through Restream twice a week. And I'm trying to be doing 2 to 3 YouTube uploads a week, like ship reviews and lore and immersion stuff. So do with that what you may. Anybody who's looking for a group to fly with or people to help them with the game or to ask these questions, there's a link on my bio, and I'll put it in the description of the video as well, to our Discord. We have an org in-game. You don't have to join the org to join the Discord and just ask questions, but you're also welcome to apply to join the org. And that will help with some of that multi-crew stuff and helping people to learn to fly more and that kind of thing. Also, somebody just redeemed drink some water as I'm ending the stream, so now I'm obliged to... Okay, that's it. Wrapping the stream. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch our org guys this evening in the game, and I will catch everybody else the next time I stream, which will be this week sometime. Thanks a lot, guys.